Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Annalisa, and this is a pick a card reading to see what's coming up for you over the following week. And I'm going to do a kind of in-depth spread, kind of general what's going on, what you want to achieve, what's going on in the different areas of your life, what blocks are coming up, what lessons are coming up, and overall where it's going. And then I'm going to, depending on what comes up, I'm going to unpack some things in a bit more detail over on Vimeo afterwards. So I'm going to be looking at like where the major arcana come in. So like if they're in a love and romance, then I'll unpack that more deeply. Or if it's in health, then I'll unpack that. So whatever's kind of seems to be the strongest area of the month, I'm going to go into more detail afterwards. So pick your group, and I'm trying this out. If this is useful and popular, then I'm gonna do something like this every week. So please like or subscribe or comment if this is a kind of useful thing for me to do for you. It's like as an alternative to looking up your sun side, sort of what's going on for the week. Just a different way of doing it. So let me know, and if it's great, then I'll do this as a weekly thing. Okay, or if you've got another idea for a weekly thing, I'm looking for a weekly thing to offer to my subscribers, with a kind of a general reading and then a more in-depth reading afterwards. So if you particularly want relationship stuff, then please comment below. Or if you're looking for a kind of general read, then let me know. Okay. Thanks so much. So pick your stone and go for the timestamp below. Okay, hi group number one. Thank you for tuning in. And first we're going to get a fairy oracle card to represent you, what you embody, the energy you embody over the next week. Okay, and we've got the Himself card here. So can you see that clearly? Himself. This is like a kind of divine male. It's really about being empowered, stepping into strength, stepping into power. He's quite wild. He's quite he's free. You know, he'll do what he wants, says what he wants, and is very action orientated. He is absolutely aligned with spirit, and he is blessed. You see, with this crown of stars, he's completely connected. He is also very strong, very powerful, very determined. You know, he's got the antlers here. He's a leader, and this is very much, I feel, about leadership of your own life, of your own environment, of what you want to create. So I feel like over this week you're going to be feeling like you want to step into your power, either feeling very empowered or that you want to step into that. So let's bring this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so he's kind of crowning the reading. It's a number 17. 1 and 7 is 8, so it's this infinite expansion, this harmony, this creation of ongoing flow. It's like you want to create abundance, create harmony, create the life that you want. You know, it's like you've maybe had some realization about what the desires are for you, what the outcomes you want for your life, and you want to take steps and move into that power. Okay, and let's lay out the cards for the month. Okay, so, okay, we're going to keep reversals for this group, my instructions, and let's see. Okay. Right, let's go through all of this. First of all, the previous month and the lessons learned. So the previous week. Okay, so the Five of Cups, this is about what happened last week. The Five of Cups is about grieving, about mourning, and being unable to kind of see the light, the positive things that have been kept, that have been held onto through some kind of difficult situation. For me, in reverse, this is about overcoming this. This is about being able to let go. It may have been a very difficult week for some of you. Yeah, for some of you, it kind of actually just exaggerates that energy, is the message I'm getting through. That actually it's been really, really difficult emotionally, and that it feels like blood has been spilled. It feels like there are no cups. It's been really, really intense, and a real internal. It's like an internal battle with yourself, like being maybe even like unable to love yourself, unable to respect yourself, and feeling like things have fallen apart, feeling like things have been just disintegrating around you, and having this sense of almost self-loathing, I want to say, because with the devil card here as well as the lessons learned, it's like you've really had to face the devil. It's really been a dark night of the soul. It's been the underworld to its most nightmarish, in a sense, and I feel like this is very much about a personal experience, about your own inner demon, and having to face some of your shadow and your the real things that you dislike about yourself, having to really own them and face them. And so it's been an intense week for you last week. And I feel like there's a kind of mirroring between the devil card and the himself card. However, himself is absolutely attuned to the light. I mean, the devil, I don't rule out the devil as completely bad, because it is part of ego. It represents the ego. And the ego is obviously part of our experience and part of life and part of being human and real, and we can't avoid our ego. We have to work with it. It's not something we can eliminate from our life. It's working with it, but it's been a battle with your ego. You've been fighting against it, and now you're kind of stepping into this place where you want to own it. You don't want to be ruled by your unconscious or your past or your even like your ancestral heritage, the influence from family. I feel like you're ready to just move forward as your own person and in your own strength, and let go of some real difficulties from the past. So your aspiration, again, this goes well with the himself card. It's the King of Swords. It's very masculine, the energy that's coming through. You may or may not be male, but it's this very active energy that is presenting itself this week for you. The King of Swords is very clear. He sees the truth. He knows the truth, and he's not afraid to make cuts, make changes, and to act on the truth. But he does it from a loving space, and I feel like that's what's happening for you this week. Is you've been through this darkness, and actually it's allowed the heart space to open up, to connect with some kind of fire or brightness inside, and some clarity and some truth. I mean, it's fire, but I want to say it's like white fire. Like, it's very pure, it's very clear. It's not a kind of passion, it's like determination with clarity, with light. It's very, very like blue-white energy. And it's like this, it's like you want to flood everything with the truth. You want to flood everything with the reality that you now understand, and to clear it. It's like purging. You've got this blade, and you absolutely want to chop the devil out of you, out of your life, out of the situations you're in. And this could be, and looking over the future cards, definitely related to relationships and potentially also work. Okay? And what we've got as what's empowering you, so it's overcoming this Page of Swords. So I feel this could represent you. You are overcoming a kind of immaturity within yourself. It's like you're jumping. You're making a huge jump, in fact, because you're not working from the Page to the Knight, to the Queen, to the King of Swords. You're jumping straight from the Page to the King. It's like a complete power leap, an empowerment, I want to say, a healthy empowerment, where you've overcome this Page of Swords is, quite a shadow element. The Page of Swords is quite flighty. He's in and out. He's up and down, changing his mind, doing this, doing that. Can be very inspired and very lots of good ideas, and very quick and taking action and doing things. But he's also immature and doesn't really take into account long-term goals, long-term perspective. He's not grounded, he's kind of jumping around all over the place. This is also someone who can communicate in a immature way. So it can be like a little bit naive, a bit bitchy or gossipy, kind of saying things underhand. It can. There's a variety with this card. It can be just from innocence, from naivety, from just being silly and saying things, but it can also be quite mean and quite nasty. There's a certain spectrum to it, and I feel like it's going to resonate deeply. But for some of you, it's been quite a nasty aspect of yourself or someone else. I generally feel it's going to be something within you that you've realized about yourself, because it's this sword energy as well. But it's something that by overcoming that, it's going to really empower you by standing into the mastery of communication, the mastery of thought, the mastery of mind, the mastery of truth, by setting your standards, giving yourself real standards to live by. You can overcome this this kind of just this bitch. I won't say that kind of bitchiness, but this is the other thing that the Page of Swords represent as a contemporary thing is social media as well. So this can be like a misuse of social media. So stalking or just being on it too much, or speaking inappropriately. Comments, making snide or negative comments to people. It's that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's great because you're basically, what's empowering you this week is that you are going to be stepping into your mastery. You've absolutely chosen this, and I feel from the spread that you're going to, you're absolutely going to do that. What is a block for you is this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. It's grounded, it's practical, it's making steps. In reverse, I feel like it's absolutely stopped, and there is something that's absolutely just like a dead weight. I want to say it's like something has become a dead weight, or somebody has become a dead weight, and the reality is that you're going to need to cut something out. You're going to need to cut something off and let it go, because it's just pulling you down. It's going to pull you back. So this might represent a person, or it could be to do with your work, your health, something or other that is just slowing you down. It's dragging you down, and it's not the Knight of Pentacles in himself is quite a positive. I don't know, using these words, positive. Just a good influence. It's a strong and grounded, moving energy. And of the knights, the knights tend to be a bit. They're all a little bit all over the place, but this one is pretty grounded actually, and shows good steps forward. But it's something about it is just is just not working, is not helpful for you, and you need to just release it. So letting go of something this month, or somebody this month, sorry, I keep saying this month because I normally do this as a monthly spread. So this week, for this week, this is the week's energy. Letting go of something this week, basically. In terms of your love life or relationships, there's going to be some big transition, some big change. Death card always represents the ending. I'm again seeing this sword and the cutting of this rose. It feels like quite, can feel quite hard, quite brutal, but it absolutely needs to happen in order to transform, in order to let go and change. It allows for a rebirth. It allows for new growth. If you think of pruning back rose bushes, it's so that they can come back and grow and be absolutely flourishing in the future. But for now, it's like cutting something. And I'm really drawn to the purity of this rose today, and the whiteness, and the reflection of the whiteness between the skull and the rose, and this kind of bleakness, some kind of bleakness. But I feel like it's just to reassure you that however beautiful something may seem or may appear, that sometimes things just need to be cut in order to regrow. And then this is your work and your career. So there are some kind of battles going on in your work and career. You might be feeling kind of stuck. This is the Eight of Swords. It tends to represent this anxiety and this being wrapped up in this confusion, but it's very much an internal process. What it calls for is to really look inside. What I really feel when I see this card is that because there's so many swords, because this person is so bound up, it's like they've got no choice but to look inside and to really feel what's going on inside. It's like all these are very external. It's all these external things. So with work, it can be the different pressures of work from different people, expectations from yourself or others about money, about achievement, about success, about moving forward, who you're going to be, what are you going to do. It's all this kind of pressure, and it can feel absolutely restricting. So you might have this difficulty this week, and whenever I see this, I always want to add in straight away, it's about going in. It's about letting go of all the external noise and busyness, and allowing yourself space to go in and really get in touch with what is present for you inside. It's like getting out your head and getting into your heart is the essence of this. So that's going to be important this month. And then for your health, we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it may be you've been you started something new in terms of your health. It could be like new diet, new health regime, new type of classes. Can be mental health as well, just trying to be more positive with your thoughts, that kind of thing. It's in reverse, so again, there might be some challenges with that this month. You've got a lot of challenges this month, Group 1, but it's okay. You're going to get through it. I'm just going to give you a bit of hope, because we've got the Ten of Wands in your kind of outcome. So it's like you're going to carry this stuff. It's a week. You're going to get through it, and you're going to carry all this stuff, but there might be some challenges. So this is why you're so ferocious. This is why you're so wild this week. It's just I'm going to get through this week if it kills me. It can be tough, but you're going to do it. So the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like it's the block of a project. Something that started is getting stagnant or is not moving forward. It may be all this kind of stuff that's going on has affected your health, and you're just not feeling great. But that is, give yourself a break, because there is a lot going on, I feel, for you. You've been through a huge amount over the last week, previous week or so. So take it easy, give yourself a bit of a breather, and rest and take some time out. Especially with this card as well, if it's stressful at work, just, take a day off and just give yourself some self-love. Okay. And then for your spiritual energy and your inner fulfillment, we've got the Seven of Wands in reverse. So the Seven of Wands is about overcoming difficulty and overcoming challenges. So again, this week it may feel like you're overburdened, that you're struggling to manage everything in terms of your spirituality. It may be really difficult for you to find the space that you need, or it may be difficult for you to find the fulfillment because it feels like there's a lot going on, and you may be having to do things that don't feel good in a sense. So yeah, again, it's gonna be a struggle. Oh my gosh, like group number one, I'm so sorry. This is like a really challenging week for you. Okay, let's look at what to focus on. We've got the Lovers. So this is about love and romance. Obviously, you've got the Death card and love and romance. The Lovers, it represents a sacred relationship, but it also represents choice and needing to make choice, because it represents Gemini in the zodiac, which is about the decision and the differences. So it's likely that something has to be decided and something has to be ended, and this is what you're being guided to focus on this week, that by resolving this situation, resolving this ending, I mean, it could be as well to do this cutting this Knight of Pentacles. It's gonna help you, because again, like the lesson coming up is all about choice. It's all about making choices, and I feel for this group that you've got so many things going on in your life, in your life in general, in your relationships, in your work, in your health, in your spirituality. It's like everything is going on. You've got all these freaking ones. Everything is happening. The big lesson for you over the next week is that letting go of some of these rods, like letting some stuff go, because when you're holding on to too many things, trying to cling on to too many things, you let go of potential and you let go of possibility. This Two of Wands card in this particular deck is all about needing to let go of something in order to hold this space and hold this. I like to think of it as a space of potentiality, of creation, of possibility. It's like anything can happen here. And when you're trying to cling onto specific things too much, it's like you don't allow for that space for the things to evolve and come in, and for spirit to visit you, for the universe to help you, for life to give you what you need. It's like too much control. You're needing to let go of trying to control everything and hold on to everything in your life, and find a way to make some simple choices. Simplify your life, clear your life. And then when you've got the space, then it allows you room to move, and flexibility of your thoughts, of your time, whatever it is, it's going to give you space. So it's about making decisions, about making choices. And the overall kind of where you're headed is you're going to carry this all. You're going to be able to manage everything that's going on this week. Okay, and also I feel like long term, this is also just that you're going to be able to create what you want. I feel like you have a lot of ambition, a lot of desire to do certain things, to create certain things. It's why you take on so much, and it's why you feel so much pressure, is you want to achieve a lot. And I feel like this card is saying you're going to achieve things. You're going to do what you want to do. You're going to get there, but you can't do it all at once. You need to. At the moment, you need to make some choices. You need to clear some things out. It's like weeding the garden. You need to kind of weed the garden a bit and just allow for what needs to grow at the moment, what's important to you, and allow space for those things. And then you're going to be able to move forward. Okay, but you're going to manage it. You're going to get through this week, group number one. I'm going to unpack the love side of things a bit more for you, because we've got the major arcana there, and we've got the Lovers as a major arcana. So over on Vimeo, I'm going to go more into what's going on for you romantically or in relationship. It could just be relationships. I'm going to do some relationship spreads on Vimeo and get some more clarity and advice on that area for you. So if this is resonating, you can follow me over there. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love and luck this week. I really hope that you're able to do what you need to do and stay in your power. And this King of Swords, he's not emotional, okay? So it may be this week you need to let go of emotion a bit. There's no cups here. It's like, just allow you've been through this emotional time already. You've done that. Now you just need to be quite clear and quite concise and make some decisions. Okay, so best of luck with all of that this week, and sending you lots of love. And I really hope that, this week is good for you. Hi, group number 2. Thank you for tuning in. I am first of all going to get a fairy oracle card for you, which is the energy that's going to be representing what you're embodying this week. So what's going on for group number 2, please? What energy is group number 2 embodying this week coming up? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you tune in is when you need to hear it. I've got 2 cards here. Okay. We've got Losgunnar and the Singer of Connections. Let me show you these cards. So, connecting with something. I feel like this is about connecting with some kind of hidden treasure. Losgunnar is about diving into the mud to pull some hidden gold, some treasure, some mystery, and retrieve it from the darkness. And I feel like that's what this connection is. It's like something about you. You're diving into yourself or a situation, a relationship, a job, whatever it is, and you're pulling up the light, you're pulling out the treasure, you're pulling something out, and connecting with that. So over this week, that's the kind of energy that I feel for you. And she's quite, Losgunnar's kind of wild. She goes out into the forest, she goes out into nature, and she's absolutely beautiful and pristine, but she's not afraid to get messy. And I feel like you're kind of in a real place of strength right now, in that you're able to do that. Let's pull out your cards for this week. The Hermit, 2 of Swords, Death, the King of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, the Star, the 3 of Swords. I started turning these in reverse, which I did unconsciously, so I'm just going with that's what I'm supposed to be doing for this reading. Okay, and at the end we have the 8 of Wands, the Tower. Okay, keep that in reverse, they're telling me, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, what is going on for you this week, group number 2? Right, I'm going to keep these because we might need some clarifiers. Okay, let's start off looking back. Last week, what's been going on? Hermit mode. You've been trying to make a decision. You've been stuck in some kind of battle with yourself, in your mind, with a situation where you're really aware of the fear. You're feeling quite scared about making some kind of choice or making some kind of action. And it's kind of blocked you. You've been kind of bound up, or you've potentially had to learn how to overcome that. And what you've done is you've been retreating. You've been taking a step back from the world, maybe not going out so much, or saying no to offers, or just giving yourself more time to go in meditation or in reflection, in some kind of reverie. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I've just had an absolute throat block. Just a second. Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry, that's really intense. Okay. Blocked throat chakra, perhaps, has been going on for you. I'm feeling like with this heart block, this throat block, it's like even the third eye block, it's like the whole of your upper body. Oh, I'm feeling it really physically. Maybe you've been ill. I'm sorry. Keep coughing for you. So yeah, there's been you've not been able to speak. You've not been able to communicate. You've not been able to connect. I feel like this has maybe even been an enforced isolation where you've kind of had to step back, you've had to go into indecision because you've not been able to take action, you've not been able to move forward, you've not been able to do something. And what you've learned is that you're kind of blocking yourself. You've actually stuck, by not making a decision, by not making a choice, you've kind of trapped yourself within your own body, within your own mind. You created a kind of cage. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I think it's going. Right. So your aspiration for this week. We've got the death card. Okay. You want something to die. You want something to end. You want something to be chopped, to be cut. You've absolutely realized this is essential. Transformation is needed in order to let go, in order to grow, in order to flourish and move on. What we've got as empowering you is the King of Swords. This could be you, or this could be someone you know. It's great because it's like, the sword and the sword. It actually has some similarity to group 1. You may feel that resonates as well. But this could be you or someone else. This is someone who's absolutely able to come in with the truth, with the clarity, with the focus, with determination, with a lack of emotion. It's like, I don't have time to be emotional right now. I've just got to get this thing done. I've just got to get through this. This beautiful, beautiful rose that's growing, it needs to be cut because it's thorny. It's got these spikes on it, and those spikes need to be cut. I don't know why I'm drawn to that, but that's what I'm drawn to right now, is this spikiness of it. It may look beautiful, but there is something quite painful or quite dangerous, or creates wounds, creates bleeding. I just see bleeding. And it's like you've got to sacrifice this rose. You've got to cut it to stop the bleeding that it's going to create in the future. If it keeps going, it's going to grow a bit wild. And you've got to not feel emotional or think about that too much, because it's got to go. It's got to go. And then what's going to kind of stand in your way potentially in order of doing this is a sense of moving on to a new level, of moving into something different. This could be a relationship. This could be a 10 of Pentacles can be the culmination of a success. It might feel like there's either some other kind of success that is going to be blocked by you doing this, or you're very focused on something else. So it could be because your focus is on work, or because your focus is on relationship, on something very grounding and physical. It's going to feel like a block, because it's going to be difficult for you to actually cut this thing, to actually do that, because either there is a focus on something else or a fear of losing something else. There could be a fear of not being able to achieve what you need, or not be able to take something into the level that you want to, or actually losing a whole relationship. If this is to do with cutting in a relationship or a personal connection, it's like that the fear of losing that could be stopping you, that you're not able to be successful somehow. I feel like there's going to be this idea that you can't be successful. But what's really coming in is that you need to be non-emotional about this thing, and just make the transformation that you need to. Okay. And then in terms of your relationships and your emotions, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. You're actually able to step into real wealth this week in terms of your relationships and emotions. There is going to be some gifts, some treasure, you're going to feel actually very healthy and very wise, and like you've really achieved something. I feel like this cutting is going to help you achieve this. It's going to feel like you've earned this. It feels like you've earned this. Okay, I hope this is making sense, group number 2, because I feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of these like swords around, but the outcome is looking really good. But with when I say the outcome is looking good, there's mixed things, to be honest. There's mixed things going on here. In terms of relationship, it's looking positive. So if this is connected to relationship, the relationship is strong. There is wealth, there is strength, there is richness that's there. It's very fruitful, okay? So that doesn't need to be a concern so much this week. What is coming up is a fear around work. So this could be around wanting to transform work situation and basically confronting your fears around it. If you want to make some changes within the work field, it's just going to bring up all the doubts and uncertainties that you have about it. This moon card with this moon in the middle of the two towers. It's like disconnection, and it can be disconnection from many different things. It might feel like disconnection from your success, from wealth, from money, from security, from stability, from other people. If you're doing something you don't necessarily feel is respected by others. So it's bringing up a lot of fear within you this week at work. I think this is what I'm going to go into in your extended, because that feels like with the major arcana here and a really challenging one, I feel like that's something to look into. So I think I'm going to do a work-life extension in Vimeo. In terms of your personal health, we've got the star, so that's really looking good and optimistic. Things are improving. Maybe you may have a new vision about your health, about your well-being, about your sense of fulfillment and vitality. You have some kind of new hope, new inspiration. This could be connected to your work. If you're wanting to make changes in work, it may be so that you can bring in this new hope, this new light, a new opportunity within your work field. It's going to make you as a person feel generally more wholesome by making the kind of changes. So that's looking really good. This can also be, if you're cutting away some kind of negative habits or emotions or thought patterns, whatever it is, that's also going to create space for you to feel really optimistic and hopeful. And whatever you're doing this month, your attempt to do it is going to bring in this new inspiration, these new ideas, this new space for possibility. I absolutely love the star card. It's one of my favorites. So to get that in your health and well-being is really great. And then in terms of your spiritual energy, we've got the 3 of Swords. So I feel like there's maybe some kind of wound, some kind of spiritual wound that you are facing this week, which could likely be connected to the moon card. Some kind of heartbreak to do with your spirituality. Maybe it's this ending also might be the ending of something. It could be about facing some heartbreak, facing some pain that has been blocked because of work. This may or may not relate to work. It's just because it's another challenging card within your life generally that I'm connecting it. But there may be some wounding connection with your work life in terms of your spirituality, that you're feeling some pain. Or if it's just on its own, it's like maybe you have to end something, maybe something didn't work. That, within spirituality we can put a lot of trust into others and faith in others. And I feel like maybe your faith in someone else, as maybe another spiritual teacher or leader or experience, something like that, is either ending or has been wounded or has affected you adversely, and you've got some healing to do in terms of your connection to your spirituality. That maybe you lost trust and you put a lot of trust in someone and you've lost that trust, and it's really a heartbreak. So there is some space for renewal and letting go. I'm going to get a clarifier on that one. Let's see whether it's something to go into. Temperance, okay. So it feels like you feel like balance has been broken, been lost. Some kind of like even your vision, maybe you had an idea of who or what you are spiritually, or a plan that you were following, or some kind of philosophy, and you've received some realization about that. I mean, I know that at the moment there's so many leaders and organizations, you know, that are essentially very spiritual. Yeah, we've got a leadership card coming up that has been a disappointment to people that have been revealed to have so much shadow within them, and that, you know, that these kind of even religious organizations, spiritual organizations are in the process of transformation and ending with the changes in our global climate at the moment. So there may be some wounding around that for you. Group number 2. Essentially, these are really important lessons, because the reason these things are ending and transforming is so that we can move into our own discernment and into trust of our own abilities, our own strength, and our own knowing, our own understanding. It's about empowerment, essentially, and about you stepping into your power rather than someone else being the guru. It's you becoming your own guru for yourself. So yeah, that's going on for you as well. Okay, let's see what to focus on. We've got very swift, quick action. I feel like you've had the inspiration that things need to move or change, and yeah, it's like you've just got to take that action very quickly and just cut it. Very clear communication, very direct communication. If you're communicating something, keep it clear, precise, quick, and balanced and fair. And then the lesson that you're learning is the tower in reverse. So I feel like you're learning about overcoming a collapse. It's like it's felt like something's collapsing. It's felt like something is maybe destroying you or crumbling around you. And I feel like it's you deciding to cut it before it falls down. It's like, well, this tree is going to come down, you know, this tree is diseased, it's burning, it's been struck by lightning, whatever. It needs to come down because it's become a danger. And it's like you learning to, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to let this die, let this be destroyed. So coming into power around that. Overall, where you're headed this week, we've got the 5 of Wands. I'm just going to get a clarifier for that, because 5 of Wands is about conflict. And there may be, you're going to be coming into some conflict this week, whether with yourself or with someone else. Let's get a clarifier. Ooh, loads of cards want to come up. Okay. Just 1 or 2, please. That was too many. 1 or 2 clarifiers. We've got the Ace of Cups. Okay. So this is about having a heaven-sent love, I feel. Okay, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is about juggling stuff, about having lots of things on your plate and needing to get everything in balance. It can also be about decision, practical decision, about moving location, about travel, also moving jobs, moving some kind of conflict. So this, I feel this conflict is coming up because of your you've had this divine inspiration. So coming back to Losguna and the Singer of Connection, it's like you've found some kind of inner treasure or inner gold or inner reality, inner wisdom, inner reality that you want to bring through, you want to bring up from the bottom of the pond or from, you know, yourself. You want to bring it to the light. You've had it as an inspiration, and it means you've had to make a kind of decision, make choices or juggle things, and it's going to bring some conflict, okay? It's going to bring up a bit of conflict, whatever this is that you are bringing up, that you are digging for and retrieving. That's the word I want to find. I want to say retrieve. It's like some gold that's already there that you know has been hidden, you know has been in the murk, and it's like pulling it up and bringing it up to the surface. You know that, and it might be a bit of a battle, might create some challenge with others about that, but know that it's, you know, it's this Ace of Cups energy. It's this, sometimes we have to go into conflict because because we have to stand up for what we believe, what we know to be true, what we trust in our heart. This is very much about a heart blessing, a heart inspiration. It comes from love, not necessarily, it's not a mental inspiration. It's like, this is in my heart. This is something that is divinely placed within my heart that needs to come up. And it may be that because you're bringing up this thing that you want to do, I feel with work, it's quite likely for some of you it's this dream job, this dream idea that you've had, that you're bringing it up and you want to work with it. It's going to bring some challenge in that, because it means juggling things, it means rearranging things, it means bringing more stuff to the plate. Maybe financially it might create some disturbance, or practically, time-wise, that kind of thing. It might bring some imbalance. We're worried about having too much to juggle, but this is a divine love, so it's very important, and I feel like this conflict may need to come up. So I'm going to unpack more about the career side of things for you guys over on Vimeo now. So thank you for tuning in. If this resonated and you want to know more, then join me over there. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. If you found this useful and you'd like this to be a weekly thing, please let me know. And wishing you the best of luck for this week. I hope you have a successful one and overcome your fears. And go for it. Okay. Lots of love to everyone, and I'll speak to you again soon. Hi, group number 3. Thank you for tuning in. So first of all, I'm going to pick a oracle card. It's come out already for you. This is the energy you're kind of embodying this week. And we have the Singer of Initiation. Okay. Singers are angelic energy. It's the number 9. And 9 is like a number for spirituality and moving towards completion. With initiation, it's like you are entering into a new way of being or thinking. You've had some kind of, either this week you're going through some kind of transformation, or you've just been through it. It's like this energy of change, of becoming something else. It can be, sometimes this energy can be quite challenging. So if you've just been through a challenging time and you feel like you've just stepped up into something, then this is confirmation that that's like what you've achieved. Or if you feel like this week there's going to be there are some challenges that come up for you this week, it's because you're being initiated into a higher way of thinking or being. So let's have a look at the rest of your cards and see what they want to say in terms of your previous weeks. Okay, so you've just checking. Okay, keep them in reverse. I'm being guided. Okay. Right, we've got a lot of reversals here. So we've got your previous weeks, what's been going on, aspirations, empowerment and blocks. We've got love, work, really, all these in reverse. Okay, and then love, work, health and spirituality. We've got the focus this month, the lessons, and overall where you're headed. Okay. Right. Let's see where you're going. This is an interesting week. There's going to be some challenges. Okay. It feels like there might be some blocks that are going to be going on, but they are ultimately for your benefit and your spiritual development. Okay, things are going to come into balance. Karma is coming into balance. Your whole life, your way of being, everything is coming into balance, and all this is happening in order to, everything that's going to be going on or has just been going on is in order for you to do this, for you to ascend. Essentially, it's a powerful time. Okay, at the moment, this week. So let's have a look. In your past weeks, we've got the Devil and the Fool, both reversed. Okay, these don't need to be reversed, they tell me. Because they're kind of a joint thing, it's okay to to flip them. It's it's like overcoming this. Sorry, I'm rambling. Previous month, the devil. I feel like you've overcome the devil by not taking a risk. You've been stopped. Something's stopped you moving forward or taking some kind of action or some kind of foolish. I feel this is foolish with the devil. It's like you've been stopped from doing something stupid, basically. Something has been overcome. Either you've overcome it, you've been able to face this devil energy, this ego energy, shadow energy, this attachment, attachment to people or to, I feel like maybe this is in relationship or attachment to people. But it could be work things, could be mental habit, emotional habit, that kind of thing. Addiction, something like that. You've overcome something. You've potentially cut something off or left something, or you've stepped away from something. You've basically stepped away from a risk, and you've stepped away from being a fool. Okay, it's like you've gained some kind of maturity or insight or wisdom on a spiritual level. It's why you've got the sing of initiation, is because this new wisdom is coming through, this new insight. You've moved on from it. What your aspirations are for this week? You've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about harvesting. It is about reaping what you've sown. I also feel like harvest can also be about endings. I feel like this is a bit like the Death card today, but on a lighter level. It's like, I think with it in reverse, it's got that shadow element, which to me is the Grim Reaper. Is the Reaper, but not quite so powerful or intense. It's not such a dramatic experience, but it's about generally letting things go, letting things move away that are not working. Okay, it's not reaping what you've sown, as in like the fruits and the bounty. It's like it could be karma coming around, because we have got the Justice card coming up as your focus this month. So it could be about like karma coming around. It could be that you are experiencing some kind of karma that you've created that's been negative, that's coming back to you, or you are observing this in others or in situations around you where things are ending or dying because of a karmic situation, because of a karmic realization or overcoming. You may have overcome some ancestral karma within your family, within your lineage, that you have been embodying in your life, and you have overcome that. And because of that, there's been a need for things to die or cut away, or some fruit that maybe you previously would have harvested and would have taken and would have eaten is being chucked away. It's like this fruit is actually rotten and I'm going to get rid of it. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse as well, which is again this shadow element of the Pentacles, which and it's coming in the place of what's empowering you. And I feel like you're letting go of this desire for luxury. You're letting go of this desire to have everything, to need everything, to want everything. It's like what's empowering you in order to let things go is this need to have it all. You're really stepping into wisdom. This is very much not about a lack mentality, but about appreciating the simplicity, appreciating that you don't need to have everything in the world. You don't need to know everything or have all the riches, have all the money, have all the wealth. You're really, this is your kind of desire and what you want to do, and how you can do it is just letting go of your attachments to the physicality of the world. It's about stepping into your spirituality more. You're really, what's going on, okay, this is a kind of reflection back to what I said at the start, is like letting go of the material world is going to allow you to connect very strongly and powerfully and beautifully with your spirituality, with your connection to source, with your own connection, your own divine connection to the universe, to spirit, to astral planes. It's going to allow you all of this opportunity. Okay, it's very powerful. It's very beautiful. Now it's kind of coming out and it's making sense. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful, because it's like everything's like reversed, like stop. Everything is being stopped. But your spirituality, I'm just going to jump ahead, is like the Queen of Pentacles. It's like absolutely grounded, absolutely connected, strong, mature, loving, spiritual energy this week coming up. Absolutely beautiful. But in order to get there, it's like all these other things need to be let go of, need to be released, need to be reviewed. So there might feel like there's some kind of turmoil, but I feel it's karmic. This is karmic situation that's resolving itself. What may stand in your way of getting there is the King of Pentacles. Okay. This is interesting. We've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse down here is your outcome. Okay. So I feel like you're letting go of all these different things. What's standing in your way? With the King or the Queen, I feel like this may be about relationship, or it may be about it can be a love relationship, or just someone you're interested in, someone you're connected to, someone you have a bond with. But I feel like your attachment to this person is going to be a challenge, okay? Because you still potentially have an attachment to somebody. It's like that's the most challenging thing to let go of your attachment to is this King of Pentacles. And that is what is going to make you struggle in terms of achieving this spirituality, in terms of moving forward. You're trying to release your attachments, and this includes to relationship. And I feel like there's the potential for some codependency here with the King and Queen. It could feel like it's a codependent relationship, and you need to let go of your attachment to this as well as everything else, because like relationships are the hardest attachments sometimes to let go of. I know I have a daughter, and working with attachment around that is so intense and so powerful, and very, very hard. But ultimately, when you can set that person free or allow that person freedom, then it doesn't mean ending a relationship or something, but giving them a sense of freedom and empowerment, then it ultimately empowers you and sets you free as well. So there's a really beautiful opportunity for that within relationship as well this week. And so within relationship for you, we've got the Five of Swords. So it's like it is this need that's going on this week. I feel like it's going to happen. Whether you want it or not, it's just got to happen, because we've got karma coming on. We've got the truth sword, the sword of justice coming in. You need to cut some things loose. You need to cut off some kind of regret, some loss, some difficulty, some disappointment. It could feel very disappointing. I don't feel like a really heavy energy with this. I just feel like you've just got to let go of some ideas and thoughts about how a relationship would be, or how interaction would be, or something about your expectations has got to end. And take the truths. There are truths to be taken from this. There's still swords that are being taken, but some need to be left behind. And what needs to be left behind is the bondage, okay? The codependency, that attachment that is weighty, that drags people down. That needs to be cut loose and set free. Something has to end. But I always, with this card, I'm like, it's got a little smile, It's not something that you need to be distraught about. It's like, this actually feels good to let this go. Okay, it's going to feel really good to let it go ultimately. Even if it's difficult and feels like a challenge, it's going to be let go of. In terms of your work, so there may be some, you may feel some kind of disappointment in your connection to your work, your emotional relationship to your work. The Knight of Cups is about this offer of love. It feels like maybe you have to turn down some offers, work offers. It may be you're not able to take on a job you really want to, or a project you really want to, or within, if there is a work, there may be a work kind of work relationship, as in like you're working in partnership with someone. It could be connected to your partner, your relationships, or lack of relationships. But there is some that might be turned down. There might be something that doesn't move forward, or that you're not able to move with, that you're not able to accept, or your offer isn't accepted. Okay, there's going to be that potential this week, or that you have to make some adjustments to what you're doing, and maybe not be doing as much as you love at the moment because you've got to focus on some other things. Okay, and then also in your health and well-being, we've got the Empress in reverse. So it may feel like it's hard to nurture yourself this week. You may feel like you're not able to give yourself the time and the energy and the nourishment that you really need. It may feel that that's blocked as well. In a kind of physical, practical sense, maybe you're not getting it could be connected to this, to your relationships. If whatever needs to kind of be let go of, whether it's time or a relationship or an attachment, you maybe feel that physically within your health. You may feel a kind of loss, or that you're not being nourished because you've had to let go of something in relationship. But this is, an attachment that needs to go. And this is about you finding a way to nourish yourself without that attachment or other attachments, whatever it is. This could be you've been you're used to doing yoga every morning, or you're used to eating really like everything organic, and it's like something's had to change, or you have to accept that you can't do exactly everything that you want to do to nourish yourself. But it's about finding a new way to empower that. And I feel the way to do that is really tuning into your spirit. So you're going to be able to nourish yourself spiritually, even if it's a challenge in your other areas. You're going to be able to receive so much wealth and information. Sometimes, it's not like you're necessarily suddenly going to be able to speak to, angels every day. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe you already can. But not to expect so much too soon, but that you are moving into a space of wealth, groundedness. It's not astral, it's not like fly. It's really grounded spirituality. It's connected to the earth. It's connected to the body, connected to practicality, practical spirituality, applicable spirituality. That is, it's real. This is what really it's about. It's not about, the, anyone can say quotes and fancy words or whatever else it is, like these kind of ideas and thoughts. There's so much of that out there. The reality of spirituality is it's a way of being. And this is what's coming in for you this week, is understanding this way of being spiritual. Okay. What to focus on? We've got the Justice card. It's about balance. It's about karma, fairness, truth. It's the hand of the law. Okay. This is what you're being asked to do. The lessons coming up is around the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this may be about, and so the Ace of Swords energy, it's about air energy, inspiration, ideas, thoughts, communication, the truth. Okay, lessons coming up, it's in reverse. So there's something you are learning about. Let me get another card to clarify that, because there's lots of possibilities. Okay, like the truth about the past, maybe the truth about a connection, relationship in the past, about balance within relationships, harmony within relationships, a past soul connection, soulmate connection, about it might be like letting go of this kind of idea. You maybe had this dream or this idea in the past, like you've had this concept of how something will be or what something is, and it may be that there's a kind of revelation that that's not what it is. or what you thought it would be, and that, you know, it's coming back to this sword energy here within the relationship that I'm thinking of. It's like looking back and reminiscing on something, feeling like something was not it, with the sense of balance coming in. It's like something is not you had this attachment idea of what it was, and it's not true. Am I just repeating myself? I don't know, but it's connected to memories of relationships, okay? And maybe an idea or inspiration is not going to move forward, or is not what it really is. Okay, again, it's like this change, this moving into this new way of seeing things, this truth of things. We've also got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to get the clarifier for that as well. 7 of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is... Sorry, just need a quick drink. Okay, Knight of Pentacles is someone who is moving forward slowly and steadily and practically with something. They've got the plans and they're moving into it. Okay, they're quite grounded. They don't have all the experience or the wisdom, but they've got a plan, and they're slowly and steadily working towards it, and they will get to their destination because of it. It's in reverse. So I feel like this could represent... I feel like this represents someone else. I'm just thinking back to the King of Pentacles. And it's like overcoming a block with this person. It could be like this, somebody is being quite stubborn. Someone's not budging on something. It's like someone won't move forward. They won't take action. And they're like a weight, like a rock. They're like this huge rock that you just can't make it move. You can't budge it, and because of that, you have to let go of something. You have to let go of your idea or dream or something. Something you were kind of dreaming up, some inspiration, and you have to let it go because they're absolutely not going to budge. Okay, they're not going to move on it. It's like, this could be you. It could be you not budging on something. It could be you saying, this isn't going to move. This is the law. This is my law. This is my truth. This is exactly how I feel, and I'm not going on that. But I feel generally there's a sense of you needing to let go, and someone else is kind of stopping it. I've got the 7 of Swords. It's like this person is going to fight for it. They're going to absolutely... they've been through battles with this before. They've fought with this before, and it's very passionate for them. They're very fiery. They're very like it's burning inside them, and they are absolutely like holding it up and pushing it forward. They're not gonna move from their perception of this. I'm just wondering what to go into for you for your extended reading. Okay, so because I don't feel there's a specific area, I feel like there's lots going on for you. What I'm going to do is a Celtic cross spread. So I'm going to look more at you individually. What is going on for you in your subconscious and your conscious mind, your past and your future. Look at the advice from Spirit coming in. What is the influence from other people, your hopes and fears, the outcome of kind of where this is all going. And get a bang load of advice for you in how to manage and deal with whatever's going on for you at the moment. So if this really resonated with you, then you can head over to Vimeo and see my extension there. If this is where we part ways, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this resonated with you, and please comment, share, subscribe, that kind of stuff. And I look forward to speaking to you another time. Hi, group number 4. Thank you for tuning in. So first of all, I'm going to get an oracle card for you for the energies that you're embodying, what you are embodying this week. So a card, please, fairies, for group number 4. By the way, this reading is timeless. So whenever you're tuning in is the right time for you. Here we go. Oh, we have the maiden. How cute is that? It's this cute little girl, little fairy winged girl. This is like the blessing of new beginnings, the blessing of new hope, the blessing of new time. It's just this sweet, innocent, pure energy. It's like you've been reborn. It's like you've been through the rebirth process. You've been through difficulty. You've been through a lot of stuff, and now is the time of your babyhood, your time to play, your time to be sweet to yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, and to come into something new as beautiful. You've been reborn as this blessed, beautiful little child, ethereally connected, absolutely winged. It could just a really, really beautiful energy that's coming through for you, group number 4. Congratulations! If you've been through some stuff, congratulations to you. Yeah, you're here with her. Let's see what's coming up with the cards. Oh yeah, you've been through some stuff. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is looking really lovely. Reversed or not? Leave these in reverse. Okay. Let's have a look and see what's going on. I'm going to go through all of these for you so you can see them all. Okay. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat, so apologize for that. Yeah. Things look like they've been really challenging. You're in this new place. Ultimately, you're moving towards much happier times. Okay, is the overall energy there? It may feel like there's some residue, some difficult residue, but essentially you are moving forward. Okay. What we've got coming up from the past. Previous week, I usually use the spread for monthly. I do monthly spreads, but I'm using it for weekly ones now. This previous week has, you've had to face a lot of shadow and darkness. You've had to face your attachments, your beliefs that were not healthy, your attachment to the material world, to the physical world, to people, to relationships, to emotion, to can even be to your work, whatever it is. You've had to face some kind of like realization, awakening about your attachment to these things, and overcome them. You've had to face them, and you've really learned about coming into this authenticity with yourself, about who you are and where you're going and what you're doing, and having to really look at those. And the monsters may have come out the deep a little bit. You may have had to really look in the face of some of your own inner demons and overcome those challenges. It's been big, it's been really big stuff. They're major arcana, it's major life changes. But you've learnt about the truth. You've learnt the illumination of, there's been an illumination of what has been separating you from who you are, what you want. You've understood a new way of seeing that, or an aspect of that was hidden before, and you may have really struggled with that. That could have been a really, really difficult last week or so that you've been through. But where you are now, you're stepping into this energy of the Fool, which is this sweet, it's like this little baby angel. It's a new beginning, a new stepping out into the world. You have to take a risk. You've had to take a risk, take a leap of faith, and trust that everything's going to be okay. You have to trust that this rose is going to bloom. It's going to grow where you plant it, and trust that you've got your allies by your side, and that you maybe had to leave things behind. You may really not know where you're going or if it's going to work, but it's almost like you don't have a choice sometimes. You just have to step into the new and let go. What's really going to help you do that this week is is cutting down what isn't needed and harvesting what's good. Mainly for you guys, it's focusing on what the good is that you've created from the past few weeks, what has been generated in terms of your strengths. This might be personal strengths that you've come across, some insight into who you really are, into your empowerment. It may also be that you are doing well in your work or your business or your career, and that is really supporting you as well, that you're earning maybe more money than you were before, or that there's some kind of or something that you've been working on for a while is finally starting to repay you. So over this next week, it's like you're going to be getting these rewards. You're going to be able to harvest some rewards, either personally or financially or practically. Could even be, support from other people or help. But you're going to be getting things in that you need from the work you've been doing. It's like you're starting to receive your blessings coming in again. The block you may have this week, because of the challenges, you may feel like you've lost hope in something, lost hope in a relationship or in your work or in your health, or something has come through as a feeling like it's lost its spark, or that it's a challenge to hold on to it, or that you may be holding on to something that isn't helpful is another possibility. The other possibility is that you've got a very, very strong vision, and actually focusing on that isn't going to be helpful this week. It may not be about focusing on your dream. Not that your dream won't come true, your vision won't come true. It's more about just the need to focus on the practicalities and the realities and the material world. It's like not losing yourself in the stars. The stars are still there, the dreams are still there, the vision is always going to be there. Your hopes and your dreams always going to be there and never stop shining, But at the moment is not the time necessarily to focus on them. Right now is to focus on other things. And we'll see what that is. You've got a lot of major arcana here, so let's have a look. What you've got in your, all your life, you've got all these really positive major arcana cards. They're all in reverse. So I feel like there is a little bit of a block. I'm just going to show you. We've got the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers all in reverse. And then we've got the Two of Wands upright at the end of them. And I feel like there's something about a choice you have to make, or a choice you have to follow through on, that you need to stick with. This choice is to do with it's like a spiritual choice. It's like choosing from a higher place. It's like you've had to make a leap, this leap of faith, or this jump from absolute trust in the universe. And it's like over the next week, you've got to keep trusting in that. You've got to keep choosing that again and again and again. And when you keep choosing that, it's going to allow these other things to come around. But right now, it might feel like there's a block to all this stuff. But it's just about the process that you're going through, and to keep choosing your belief in and your faith that I think it's like you don't need to keep going back to the star. You don't need to keep focusing on this vision. It's like it's just getting on with life and trusting that things are just going to work round. Okay? And trusting in the immaterial. Okay? It's about actually manifesting and managing your mind and your ideas. And so what we've got coming up for you in your relationships and love life, we've got the Sun in reverse. So you may feel disappointed in something. You may feel like something that felt like it was going to be really powerful and beautiful is blocked. But what I want to say with all these things is I feel like they're kind of on hold. I feel like these things are absolutely coming, but they're just it's a block rather than a denial, if you know what I mean. It's like they're queued up. It's like things are just a little bit queued up. Then it might feel like they're not really moving forward, but ultimately they are. Okay, so we've got the Sun in reverse, so it feels like a block to your happiness. Okay, with love, with your work. we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is about the movement of life, of the universe, just carrying you forward. This changing of the times of a new cycle that's taking you higher. Okay, it's about moving up in the world, about going higher in the world, and in whatever you're doing. So again, it's like that. It feels like there's a block to that. It's like you're not able to move up. The sun's not there. And then with your health, we've got the Lovers in reverse. So it may feel like you're struggling to love yourself, that you're having a bit of a hard time with yourself, and you feel there's a block there too. And all of these, as I said, it's coming back to this Two of Wands, this need to make a decision, this need to trust, either to trust in the decisions you've made, or that you need to make a decision to let some things go. And when you let go of certain things, it's like cutting away this harvest, like cutting things away and letting go of what's not helping and what's not necessary. It's going to allow for these other things to come in. What you're being guided to focus on is the Magician card. So I feel like all these things are in place. It's like all this is going to be placed. Your health is going to be fine. Your work is going to be moving onwards and upwards. You're going to have a lot of joy and happiness in relationship. But everything at the moment is in the ether. It's in the astral. It's in the ethereal. It's not grounded yet. So this week, you're very much having to have faith and trust in spirit and in God that it is just going to come around, because you've just stepped. You're a baby. You're a new baby. You've just stepped out, and the next card is the Magician. Yeah, it's like 0 to 1, and this Magician is like you're creating on a mental plane. So it's really important right now to keep yourself focused on being happy and content, and just finding bliss in simple things, simple life things. Just being accepting with where you are, not worrying too much about the future and the big goals and what's going to happen next, because they're already in place. I want to say it's already all stacked up for you. Everything is lined up for you, but you just need to accept that where you are right now is in a kind of incubation stage. Okay, the Maiden is like incubation, because the lesson coming up is like you can't. You've got the World in reverse, right? So this is absolutely beautiful, because we've got 21. This is the last card of the major arcana, and the Fool card is the first. 0 to 21. This is called the Fool's Journey, from the 0 to complete fulfillment and happiness and everything. And it's like your lesson this week is like you can't go from 0 to hero in a week. Okay, it's like it's possible, right? It's always possible, but this week it's not. Like generally, it's not. It's not all going to happen at once. You need to go from 0 to 1. Okay, not 0 to 21, 0 to 1. And the overall way you're headed is absolute joy and happiness and bliss and celebration. This is a real celebration, and enjoying time with people, enjoying time with friends, and just being happy, okay, and delighting in life. You are moving towards that, so don't rush yourself. You are just a baby. You are moving forward towards that. So what can I do for you guys for an extended reading? What would be really great for you? I think I feel like I want to see what is coming up in the future for you, because obviously, you really want to to have this kind of completion, this kind of this joy. So I want to see what joy is coming in, what blessings are coming in, what fun things are coming in. So I'm going to do an extension over Vimeo to see what are the great things for you to focus on and to look forward to, that are just going to keep you moving forward and happy with your goals, and what's kind of going to nurture you, that kind of stuff. Because I feel like you're in this time where, because it's like this 0 time, it can feel a bit impatient, and so I'm just going to do, a nice reading about what's coming up for you over the next month, say, like what are the kind of blessings that are going to be coming in, what's going to be moving forward, and we'll look at different areas like love and work and health and just see how those are going to progress over the month coming up. Okay? So thank you so much for tuning in group number 4. If you want to come over to Vimeo and see that, then please follow the link below. Otherwise, then thank you for coming along, and I look forward to speaking to you again another time.